days.
Reclaiming my time.
No, you're not recognized, sir. Isn't it true that
Yes,
even
I am. I was recognized. Sure. He did recognize me.
Well, point of order. I'm now recognizing Mr. Johnson because you're not stating your point of order any longer. You're making a speech.
They're not here.
They're not here to
They're
question.
absent.
Understand
They
that.
cannot
You will be able to
They
ask-
have scurried
you can-
away
you
with
can-
your complicity.
You,
they refuse
have
to
not
defend.
scurried away. They
in
were
a country
dismissed
of
like all witnesses were
330
dismissed.
million
The chair
people,
recognizes
you
Mr.
couldn't
Sauer
find 2 people
for his
to defend
5 minutes
their
of
statements.
testimony.
That's pretty disgraceful. Mr. Chairman, I move to adjourn. I move to adjourn.
The gentleman's
this
not
is a
recognized.
mockery. This is a mockery and a disgrace. And it's shameful
Gentleman's not
that
been
you participate in
recognized.
this.
But know that the state of Louisiana and Missouri are fighting back against this vast government censorship in our federal courts today. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, Attorney General Landry. We appreciate you coming here and testifying today as well, Senator Schmidt. And we'll let you move on to your other responsibilities, and we'll get to our next witnesses. But thank you both for your leadership.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman.
Gentleman is recognized for a point of order. If he'll state his point of order.
Mr. Chairman, these witnesses are being dismissed without the ability to cross-examine their statements. They've made some outlandish allegations here, and consistent with the work of this committee, especially this select committee, and congressional hearings in general, we should have the ability to question their statements.
Yeah, it's a longstanding practice of the committee to, when you have our colleagues from the other side of the aisle and other officials, to let them testify.
No. These witnesses, Mr. Chairman, these witnesses were direct witnesses as to the cases that they brought. When we bring in our colleagues from the Senate and other colleagues from the House, we extend them a courtesy. Many times we do not even swear them. We do not require them to take an oath. We allow their testimony in a ceremonial or in a non-substantive way. But these 2 witnesses have just presented evidence that I think in part is false. And I would like the opportunity to cross-examine those witnesses. And if this...
Those witnesses aren't here.
Mr. Chairman, point of order.
You will get a
Reclaiming
chance to
my time.
cross-examine Mr. Sauer. You've not stated a point of order here. That I'll recognize the gentleman from
Mr.
Louisiana.
Chairman, point of order.
Reclaiming my time.
Isn't it true that even in recent days...
Reclaiming my time.
No, you're not recognized, sir. Isn't it true that
Yes,
even...
I am. I was recognized. Sure. He did recognize me.
Well, point of order. I'm now recognizing Mr. Johnson because you're not stating your point of order any longer. You're making a speech.
And my point of order, Mr. Chairman, is to recall, isn't it true that in recent days, even colleagues like Congressman Jamie Raskin presented testimony that was pretty salacious and was allowed to leave the room, and we were not allowed to cross-examine him. Isn't that true?
Mr. Chairman, in response to the gentleman's...
The committee
Point
will
of order,
abide by the
state-
custom of the House.
Salacious
so
has
we
to
let
do
people
with sexual
testify.
content, and I don't think that our colleague, Mr. Raskin, presented salacious comment. I would ask that
Well,
that
let's call it
characterization
outrageous
be
then. I'll
taken
use the same
down.
term that my
Be
colleague did.
That word be taken down because it's false.
I think
and
you
it's
just said outrageous.
Mr. Chairman, in debate on the point
Gentleman
of
from
order...
Louisiana.
No, Mr. Chairman, in
Committee will be
debate...
in order.
on
The
the
gentleman from
point of
Louisiana
order.
said it was not salacious, it was outrageous. He changed the term. We will now
Mr.
get
Chairman,
to other
point of order,
witnesses.
Mr.
No,
Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, in debate on the point of order, please, that was
Chairman.
just raised.
Gentlelady
Chairman,
from
Mike.
Florida is recognized.
Thank you very much. And the Attorney General is not from, Mr. Landry is not a member of Congress, is not entitled to an extension of courtesy that we give to some of our colleagues or even former colleagues. He is the Attorney General
We extended
of
the
a
same.
state.
I would just say to the gentlelady from Florida,
was
we
a
extended the same courtesy to Attorney General Landry, former member of the
Mr.
United States
Raskin
Congress,
was a
that we
member-
extended to Tulsi Gabbard, former member of the United States Congress.
That
We're
was a
being
member panel.
consistent.
Mr.
The chair
Chairman,
now recognizes
that was a
Mr.
member panel. This
Sauer
is not a
for
member
his
panel.
5 minutes of testimony.
Mr.
Mr.
Chairman,
Sauer,
on
you are
the point
recognized.
of order, at least, if we're not going to have the ability to cross-examine, I would move that we move to strike the testimony provided by Senator Schmidt and Attorney General Landry. If we're not going to observe...
You mean you want to censor it? Is that, you want to censor their
I want to
testimony?
strike it. I want to strike it. I want to strike it. If we aren't able to probe the veracity of their statements, the truthfulness of their statements,
You will be given your 5 minutes here when we get to the 5 minutes.
they're
of
not
questions.
here.
They're not here to
They're
question.
absent.
Understand
They
that.
cannot
You will
answer.
be able to
They
ask-
have scurried
you can-
away
you
with
can-
your complicity.
You,
They
They
refuse
have
to
not
defend.
scurried away. They
in
were
a country
dismissed
of
like all witnesses were
330
dismissed.
million
The chair
people,
recognizes
you
Mr.
couldn't
Sauer
find 2 people
for his
to
5
defend
minutes
their
of
statements.
testimony.
That's pretty disgraceful.
Mr. Sauer,
If
you are
allowing them to
recognized.
leave is not weaponization, I don't know what is,
Oh,
Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, right.
Thank you all
It'll
for
be in order,
illustrating
Mr.
our
Sauer, you're
point. Thank you.
recognized. Gentlemen may proceed.
Mr. Chairman, Ranking Member Plaskett.
Mr.
members of
Chairman,
the
I move to
subcommittee.
adjourn. I move to adjourn.
The gentleman's not
This is a
recognized.
mockery. This is a mockery and a disgrace. And it's shameful
Gentleman's not
that you
been
participate in
recognized.
this.
The gentleman, Mr. Sauer, is recognized for his 5 minutes of testimony.
There's a motion on the floor to adjourn.
Motion to
And it is
adjourn
not debatable,
is not
Mr. If
debatable.
you don't know the rules of the committee, then talk to your parliamentarian.
Well, you weren't recognized for your motion.
Nor are you
Mr.
following the rules of the
Sauer is
committee. You can't
recognized
speak
for
out of
his
order.
5 minutes.
What are you doing? What are you doing? You're out of order.
Mr. Sauer, you
Listen
can
to your own
proceed.
words.